Hey everybody, it's time for another game of Strat-o-matic baseball. No, this is not the DiMaggio streak. This is just something I'm doing differently on my own. In fact, this is a response to the little poll I put out on a video earlier about games people wanted to see me play because I was running out of ideas. And I'm going to start picking those off one at a time as time allows. So the first one I'm going to start with is from Jerry. He wanted to see the Seattle Pilots' first game, so lo and behold, here we are. We're in Anaheim Stadium in California to see the Seattle Pilots, not the Mariners, the Pilots, play their first inaugural game of their existence. And they're facing the California Angels. The California, don't call me Los Angeles Angels just yet. So they're the California Angels. And also got some inspiration from Espo from his Strat channel, where he is doing the 2001 replay of the Oakland A's in Super Advanced. And I normally always stick to just Advanced, but I've gotten some inspiration from him. I watched him play a couple of games, and it doesn't look too overwhelming to try it. So I have pulled out the Super Advanced sections and the ballpark effects, and we're going to be using those. I did a practice game the other night and using the Super Advanced. And I actually had an interesting play. I actually got a rare play because when you roll a 5 on the 3d6s, then the Super Advanced gives you a rare play opportunity. And it would have been a rare play opportunity had somebody been on base, but it just shows that there's some extra levels you can get to when you do the Super Advanced. And I also had a play at the plate where the number for being safe was at the high mark that I rolled on the D20, which means you go check the ability of the catcher to block the plate. And when I checked it out, Tony Pena of the Red Sox was able to block the plate. And I did the 93 season, just a quick game between Boston and the Yankees. There was a double by the Yankees, but when the runner tried to score from first, Tony Pena, his ability to block the plate was called into question. And the D20 said he did block the plate successfully, so that prevented a run from scoring. And that was kind of interesting to add that in there too. And I actually got a little bit more comfortable doing the normal fielding checks. So hopefully this will go well. If I'm doing it wrong, Jerry or Espo or somebody who's proficient at the Super Advanced, please let me know so I can tighten it up. But I'll do my best. So when we get back, we'll go ahead and get the starting lineups and today's game underway in just a moment. Okay, like Earl from Tabletop Baseball, I do like to use the payoff pitch score sheets because they allow room to put all the ratings in there for the Strat-o-matic game, or for any game for that matter. But it's just a nice clean score sheet. So we'll go through the starting lineups for the Seattle Pilots, and hopefully I won't call them Mariners throughout the game. I'll just stick with Pilots. Terry Harper will be the leadoff batter and he'll play second base. Mike Hegan is in right field, hitting second. Tommy Davis is in left field, hitting third. Don Mincher, former Angel, is at first base, hitting cleanup. Rich Rollins, the former Twin, is at third base, hitting fifth. Now, there was one lineup change. I tried to use exact lineups, but I cannot find a Jim Gosker card. He played for the Mets and the Pilots in '69, but I couldn't find a card from him under either team, so I had to substitute and put Wayne Comair in at center field. So he will be batting sixth and playing center. Jerry McNertney is the catcher, hitting seventh, and I wrote in here the little T ratings for in case he has a throwing error. And then Ray Oyler, the shortstop, former Tiger, is going to bat eighth. And Marty Patton, who later got more popular with the '70s Kansas City Royals, he's a starting pitcher in today's game. For California, it'll be right fielder Bill Voss. He'll hit lead off. Jim Fregosi at short will hit second. Jay Johnstone, the center fielder, will hit third. Rick Reichart in left field will bat cleanup. Dick Stewart, the first baseman, will hit fifth. And he's one of the rare guys that got a 5 on his defensive rating. He's that bad. That's why his nickname was Dr. Strangeglove, in honor of the movie Dr. Strangelove. He is Dr. Strangeglove because his fielding was so bad, he would have been a DH all the way in today's game. Batting sixth is the third baseman, Aurelio Rodriguez, also more popular when he became a Tiger. Tom Satriano is the catcher, and he makes a lot of errors on the throws, apparently, because his T rating was 1 through 19. And then batting eighth, a second baseman. I call him Bobby Knoop, by the way it's spelled, K-N-O-O-P, but I looked up online, and I believe the proper pronunciation is Knoop. So I'll go ahead and call him Knoop, although I used to call him Knoop all the time. I'll just go ahead and call him Knoop. Sort of like that old game, Gnip Knoop. And then batting eighth is pitcher Jim McLaughlin. He actually pitched for the Reds in the 72 World Series, but he will get the starting nod in today's game. All right, so we're ready to go. Like I said, this is going to be a super advanced mode here, so hopefully I will not make too many mistakes with that. We shall see. Right now, Tommy Harper stepping in the batter's box against Jim McLaughlin, and the first ever game by the Seattle Pilots is now underway. And we have a 3-9. McLaughlin's a righty. 3-9 for Tommy Harper right off the get-go has a chance for a home run. 1-5 will be a homer, and 6-20 is just a fly out. It's an 18, so he flies out to left field. Couldn't quite get it all. One away, and that brings up Mike Hegan, the right fielder. Lefty against the righty. It's a 6-6. McLaughlin against a left-hander. 6-6 is a fly ball left field B. So yet another fly out to left field. They are keeping Rick Reichart busy out there in left. 2 quick putouts for Tommy Davis, the left fielder. Speaking of left field. So here's a 3-7 for Tommy Davis against the right-hander. Is a ground ball to third. So it's a ground ball to Rodriguez at third. He makes the play easily. And after half an inning, we haven't had anything to look for on the super advanced side just yet, but I'm sure that's coming. After half an inning, it's Seattle nothing and California coming to bat. All right, starting at the bottom of the first, the record for starter Marty Patton for Seattle in 1969 was 7-12 with a 5.62 ERA. So not all that good. However, Jim McLaughlin wasn't much better. He was 8-16, although his ERA was 3.18, so you could say he just didn't get the run support. But Marty Patton, with a 5.62 ERA, could be in for a long day here on opening day, but we shall see. Baseball is an interesting game. Anything can happen on a one-game basis. So here is the right fielder Bill Voss to lead things off for California. It's a 4-7, so he's a lefty. So a lefty. Marty Patton gets a strikeout. First pitch ever by the Seattle Pilots results in a strikeout. So that ball may go to Cooperstown. All right, here's Jim Fregosi, the shortstop. It's a 1-6. 1-6 for Fregosi is a ground ball second base. So easy play there for Harper. 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Jay Johnstone as I drop one of the die. All right, Jay Johnstone, the center fielder. 6'11". 6'11", he is a left-handed batter. 6'11 is a ground ball pitcher X. Okay, we get the super advanced fielding chart now with the pitcher involved. So we're going to check the pitcher, and what we're going to do is roll all the dice, D20 and the D6s. All right, it's a 2, which is probably not good for him. We'll check his rating. He is a 4, so not very good. So we go to the range section, pitcher X, a number 4, and a number 2 is an SI1. So that's looking to be a single here. That's an SI1. The D6s total 10. You add them up, total of 10. Marty Patton's an E18. We go to the pitcher, E18. We look for an 18 error rate and see if we find a 10. We do not. We have an 11, 12, and 14, but no 10. So that means he did not make an error. However, it was an SI1. So if you go over to the chart for SI1 with no error and no rare play, it just says single, runners advance 1 base. So it's all that to say it's an infield single for Jay Johnstone. So Jay Johnstone gets himself he beat it out on a little dribbler that Patton, being a 4 rated pitcher, was not able to cover in time off the mound. Couldn't get off quickly enough. And now here's Rick Reichart, the left fielder. It's a 4-8. 4-8 for Patton is a walk. So he will walk Reichart. Maybe he was a little frustrated by not making that play on the previous at-bat. Could have affected that. You never know. Now there's 2 on and 2 out for Dr. Strangeglove, Dick Stewart. Dick Stewart, lots of strikeouts on his card. Let's look at his numbers here. He only hit 157 and 51 at bats. I think his time was done. He struck out 21 times and 51 at bats. So a lot of whiffs. A lot of whiffs. It's a 4-9. 4-9 is a whiff off of Patton's card, so even on the pitcher card he strikes out. And that will do it for the Angels here in the top of the first. We've played one here in Anaheim, and it's Seattle nothing and California nothing. First baseman Don Mincher to lead things off here in the top of the second against McLaughlin. Lefty hitter, lefty on righty. It's a 5-7 for McLaughlin. A 5-7 is a ground ball, second base X. So here we go. We're checking the defensive prowess of the second baseman. And in this case, that's Bobby Knoop, or Knoop, however you want to pronounce it. He's a 2. So let's roll all the dice and see what happens here. All right, we got a 9, and we also have a total of 5. Now the 5 means we're going to have a rare play. Whenever you roll a total of 5, it always is a rare play. So this could be interesting. The first things we're going to check for is the 9. So he's a 2-rated second baseman. Come over here to 2 and go down to number 9. It says G2. So we keep that in mind, G2. And we already know it's a rare play because anytime you roll a 5, it's a rare play. So we got G2, find G2. Here's a G2 chart, and the rare play. So we're going to read this. It says, batter lines a shot that deflects off the pitcher to the fielder who makes the play to first for the out. Runner advanced if forced. Okay, batter lines a shot that deflects off the pitcher, and it goes to the second baseman who makes the play, batter out at first. Okay, well, there's nobody on base anyway, so it's simply going to be, but this, instead of a 4-3 ground out, it is a 1-4-3 ground out because it did deflect off the pitcher. Not sure how rare that is, but there you go. So one away on a 1-4-3 ground out. Of course, you wouldn't get that on the advanced chart. You'd only get that on the super advanced. So here's Rich Rollins. Rollins is 6'6". He's a righty against McLaughlin. 6'6" is a fly ball, left field B. So the left fielder, right card, again, getting a lot of activity. That's 3 flies to left and 5 batters. Here's Wayne Comer. Remember, he's taking the place of Gosker because I didn't have a Gosker card. 4-7. 4-7 is a strikeout. 4-7 is a strikeout. And if Gosker had been batting, 4-7 on the left-hand side would have been a strikeout also. So in that at-bat, at least, having Comer did not make a difference. So we go to the bottom of the second, still no score. Aurelio Rodriguez steps to the plate, leads off the bottom of the second. It's a 3-8. 3-8 is a line out to the first baseman. So Rodriguez lines out to Mincher for out number 1. And there's one away for Tom Satriano. Satriano is a 5-7. Patton against a lefty, 5-7 is a walk. So Satriano will draw a 1-out walk, second walk in 2 innings for Patton. And that'll bring up Bobby Knoop, or Knoop, however you want to pronounce it, Knoop. Knoop. 4-8. 4-8 for Patton against a righty is another walk. So that is the 3rd walk by Patton. In just an inning and a third, puts 2 on, 2 out for the pitcher. And the pitcher, Jim McLaughlin, is going to be using pitcher hitting card number 1. So we got pitcher hitting card number 1. He's up there to bunt. He's a C bunter, which means he will now be a D. So now we'll get to look at the bunting chart, the super advanced bunting chart. Super advanced sacrifice bunt chart, which is right here. He is going to be a D bunter. So we're going to roll the 2 D6s. See what we get. We get a 9. A 9. So a D and a 9 says 1 and 2. All right, so now we go into the descriptions. 1 and 2. Pitcher throws a ball and then batter fouls off 2 pitches. Offensive manager must decide whether or not to take off the bunt. If he stays with the bunt and this screen occurs again, the batter's on a strikeout. So basically, he's at 2 strikes. He's fouled off a couple of bunt attempts, but they're going to keep it going. He's off the hitting card number 1, so he's not a very good bunter. So going to try it again, see if he can do it. But if he rolls a 9, he's going to, for sure, strike out on the bunt. It's an 8 this time. Let's see what happens on 8. D and 8 is a 1 and 2, so it will be a strikeout. So he bunts. He strikes out bunting. So I always label that on my own here. I call it KB to signify that he struck out trying to bunt. All right, so that didn't work out too well, but that can happen. And we're back to the top of the order, and Bill Voss with 2 outs and 2 on. And we've got a 6-10. 6-10 Patton against the lefty. 6-10 is going to be a single to right field. A single to right field. And we've got to check and see whether the run's going to score or not by looking at some numbers. Satriano is the runner at second base, who is not very fast. In fact, he's got a run rating of 8. And the right fielder for the Pilots is Hegan. He's a +1. So that would give him a 9. And with 2 outs, that would be an 11. And 11. And 11. And he wasn't being held. So they're going to try it. 1 to 11, and he will make it. It's a 12. He is out. So he is out. Satriano thrown out 9 to 2. And the Angels unable to get that run across due to the slow-moving Satriano. But they took a chance, just didn't work out. So after 2 complete, we are still scoreless. All right, Jerry McNertney, the batter. McNertney. All right, I'm going to pause here because I think I may have done that at bat wrong. I'll be right back. All right, I do believe I did that incorrectly. When the D20 is in the out range at 1 past the safe range or at the tail end of the safe range, that means we check the catcher's ability to block the plate using his catcher rating and rolling another D20. Catcher rating for McNertney is a 2, so we're going to roll a D20. If it's a 1 to 6, then that means Satriano will slide in safely. If it's a 7 to 20, that means that McNertney has successfully blocked the plate. So, and I believe I'm doing this correctly, so double check me on this, guys, but I think I'm doing it correctly. So 1 to 6, he will actually score. And it's a 9, so Satriano blocked the plate, and the result is still the same. But it's because of that block at the plate for Mr. McNertney, blocking off Satriano, kept him from scoring, and the score remains 0-0 as we go to the top of the third. And in today's modern game, that was almost like a challenge. So challenging the official score, challenging my card results to double check myself and get it correct, hopefully. So now Jerry McNertney is going to start the top of the third. Bottom of the order, McNertney, Euler, and Patton against McLaughlin. 3-11. 3-11 is a ground ball pitcher B. So McNertney, an easy 1-3 ground out. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Ray Euler. Definitely a light-hitting shortstop. 1-4. 1-4 is a foul out to the first baseman, Dick Stewart. Even he couldn't drop that one. So it's 2 down, and now we're at the pitcher's card, and Patton is a pitcher hitting number 1. I'm sorry, number 2. He's a 2-rated pitcher. A 2-rated pitcher. So he will come in to bat. And we have a 6-7. A 6-7, so we're going to be off McLaughlin's card anyway. And he's going to walk. McLaughlin's going to walk him. McLaughlin with a 2-out walk. A 2-out walk. And that will send up the top of the order and Tommy Harper. So Harper steps to the plate. Harper, a 6-5. For McLaughlin is a ground ball to shortstop A to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Pilots here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third, still no score. All right, Fergosi is going to lead off against Patton here in the bottom of the third. He's grounded to second his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 3-4. 3-4 is going to be a walk. So Fergosi, another walk issued by Patton. And that is walk number 4. Not going to stay around long doing that. Here's Jay Johnstone. He singled his first time up. It's a 5-7 against the lefty. It's another walk. So Patton, now 5 walks in 2+ innings. Brings up the left fielder, Rick Reichard, who also walked his first time up. It's a 1-7. 1-7's a fly ball to center field, so at least he stopped the walk streak there and got an out. And that'll bring up Dick Stewart, Dr. Strangeglove. He struck out his first time up. It's a 5-9. 5-9 is a potential home run But Dick Stewart against a righty does have W power, so this would only be a single star, but that would produce a run. So there's going to be a run scored either way you go here. Depends on whether it's a double or a single. 1 to 13 is that single. 17 is actually going to be a double. So it's a double for Dick Stewart. That will score for Gosi for sure. And Johnstone's going to stop at third. They've already had one guy thrown out the plate. They're not going to do another one. So runners at second, third is only one out. So chances to drive him home. No sense getting him thrown at the plate. Here's Aurelio Rodriguez, and the Pilots are going to bring the infield in because they don't trust their offense to give up a lot of runs. So we got a 5-6. 5-6 is, one is a triple. Anything else is a fly ball to center field B, which will be a sacrifice fly. So the run's going to score either way you go. And it is going to be a sacrifice fly for Aurelio Rodriguez. That will bring home Johnstone, and the Angels take a 2-0 lead on the sac fly by Rodriguez. That leaves Stewart at second with 2 outs for Satriano. Satriano at 2-7. 2-7's 1 to 3 for a single. Anything else, he's going to line out to Harper at second. And he will. He lines out to Harper at second to end the inning. The Angels, however, pick up 2 runs. Both batters who walked to lead off the inning scored. That's typical baseball for you when you walk those leadoff batters. So after 3 complete, it's California 2, Seattle nothing. Jim McLaughlin back on the mound, getting the 2 runs of support. He'll be facing leadoff hitter Hegan. Mike Hegan will lead things off. So Hegan, let me get his card over here. Hegan, it's a 3-8 for Hegan. 3-8 is a strikeout. So Hegan down on strikes. 1 away for Tommy Davis, the left fielder. Tommy Davis, a 2-6. 2-6 is a fly ball to left. So another fly ball to left, keeping Reichart busy out there. He has a lot of put out so far. Brings up Don Mincher, first baseman. Don Mincher, it's a 3-8. 3-8 is going to be a single. So it's a 2-out single for Don Mincher. And in fact, that is the first hit by the Pilots in their history. So Don Mincher, that ball will go to Cooperstown as well with that base hit. So here's Rich Rollins looking for 2-out magic here, 1-7. He won't find it. It's a ground ball to second, and that's going to end the inning. Technically, it's a fielder's choice, 4-6. And that's going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Score still, California 2, Seattle nothing. Bobby Knopp, or Knoop, or Noop, or Knopp. I call him. They say call him Knopp, so I'll go with it. Bobby Knopp, 210. 210 is a ground ball to first, but there is a ballpark effect. So we'll the first time today pull out the ballpark card. Looking under the singles for California, a right-handed batter gets 1 to 18. So most likely will be a hit after all. It's a 16, so he still made it. It's a base hit for Mr. Knopp. So a leadoff single, and that sets up a perfect sacrifice situation for the pitcher, Jim McLaughlin. He is a C bunter off of batting card number 1, which means he will be a D bunter on the results because the Pilots are playing the corners in. So we'll roll 2 D6s and check the chart. Last time he struck out trying to bunt. This time it's a 6, so it's a D bunter and a 6. We go to, it says defense, all right? Batter drops down a bunt, and the defense has the option of throwing the batter out at first, score this as a sacrifice, or trying to throw out the lead runner. Compute the lead runner's safe range. Running speed -4 plus fielder's defensive rating. For example, the lead runner's rating is 14. The ball is bunted to the first baseman with a fielding of 2. Then the lead runner's range is 1 to 12. All right. The lead runner in this case is Knoop, or Knopp. Knoop. His run rating is a 13. And the ball was bunted. Let's see. And the bunt, to determine who fields the bunt, we actually are going to need to roll the white die. Forgot to do that. That's a 6. So the white die 6 says the third baseman is the one who fields it. So we're going to check the third baseman. And in this case, the third baseman is Rich Rollins. He's a defensive rating of 4. Defensive rating of 4. So it's a 4. And it says here, field rating is 2. Safe range, it almost doesn't make sense because 4 is a lesser defensive rating, but you would be subtracting more from his safe range. So this is kind of weird. Running speed minus 4 plus defensive rating. Oh, plus the defensive rating. Okay, it's plus. Okay, got it. Okay, that makes sense now. All right, so the running speed is 13. We're going to subtract 4, which makes it a 9. And then we're going to add 4 because Mr. Rollins here is a 4. So that's a 1 to 13. So they could go the safe way, or if it's a 1 to 13, he'll be safe. Anything else, he'll be out. Do they want to take the chance of allowing the runner to get there? They're going to go ahead and take the safe play and throw the pitcher out. So that's going to be a 5-4 sacrifice. Because if they don't get him, you've got runners at first and second, nobody out, and that could lead to a big inning. So since it's less than 50-50 chance, they're going to go ahead and just take the shore out. All right, here's Bill Voss against McLaughlin. I'm sorry, against Patton. Bill Voss, a 2-7. A 2 and a 7 for Bill Voss is a walk. Yet again, another walk by Patton. How many times can Patton walk? So that puts runners at first and second with 1 out. And here's Fregosi. It's a 1-4. 1-4 is a fly ball to right, but the ballpark effect will come into play again. And with that, again, it's a 1 to 18. 1 to 18 will be safe. So 1 to 18, he is safe. That's a 10, so he is safe. He is safe. It's a single star, so bases are now loaded with 1 out for Jay Johnstone. So Jay Johnstone, bases loaded and 1 out. Johnstone against Patton, who's in trouble. 2-11. 2-11 is a foul out to the catcher, so that will help. That gets a big out there for out number 2, but he still has to deal with Rick Reichart to get out of the inning. 6-10, 6-10. Again, he found the ballpark effect, and again, it's a 1 to 18 for him to be safe, so he's getting hurt by these ballpark checks big time. And that's safe. That's a base hit. Single star. So the run will score. Noop will come in thanks to the ballpark effect. Bases are still loaded, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Angels. Here is Dr. Strangeglove, Dick Stewart. 4-7. 4-7 is another walk. So he is I'm sorry, that was 5-7. 4-7 is a split chance. 1 to 7 for a single. 8 to 20 is a line out to third. It's a 20, so he lines out to third, and that helps get out of the inning. But the Angels pick up a run. It could have been a lot worse, but they get 1, leave them loaded. After 4 complete, it's California 3 and Seattle nothing. Wayne Comer will lead off the top of the 5th. 6-3 against McLaughlin. Ground ball pitcher X. McLaughlin is a 2. So we'll check his prowess as a defender off of the super advanced chart by rolling all the dice. He's a 2 and an E14. All right, we got a 4, and we also have a total of 11. All right, 4, and he is a 2. Pitcher 2, number 4 is a G3. A G3. He is an E14. 14, but we do not have an 11. We've got a 7, a 13, and a 14, and a 17. So that means there's no error. We're going straight to the G3. So we look at the results for G3. G3 right here under no. It says refer to the following chart and look up the final result. What are the base situations? The base situation is that the bases are empty. So that says we go to the batter. This is under batter. So we go over here to batter, find result, batter. Batter's out, runners advance, only a forced. So he's all that to say that it's simply a ground ball back to McLaughlin, who makes the play for out number 1. And that'll bring up McNertney. I know some of these simpler checks using the super advanced seems like a waste of time, but again, it offers some other things as well. Okay, it's 3-3 for McNerney. 3-3 is a foul out to the catcher. So he fouls out to his counterpart, Satriano, for out number 2. And that brings up light-hitting Ray Euler. 1-7. 1-7 to fly to right, and the inning is over. So McLaughlin has shut out the Pilots through 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Score remains California 3 and Seattle nothing. Aurelio Rodriguez is leading things off here. It's a 4-8. 4-8 for Rodriguez is another walk by Patton. How many walks can he have in this game? The Seattle bullpen is loosening. Jim Bouton, the famous Ball 4 guy, wrote the book Ball 4. Jim Bouton is loosening in the bullpen. He is loosening in the bullpen. So Tom Satriano is up now with a runner at first, nobody out. It's a 5-8. He's a lefty. 5-8. It's a ground ball, second base, X. All right, this could be good, maybe, possibly. We check Harper, although he's a 4 rated second baseman, so it may not be good, and he's an E32, so that's a double whammy. But we shall see. In fact, it's a 19 here. It might help him, so we'll take a look here. Second base, he's a 4. He's a 4, but it's a 19, which means it's a G1, which is a good sign. However, the 3D6 is total of 10, and he's an E32. So if we go to E32, and we look for 10, he just missed it. If he had an 11, it would have been an error. So in other words, now it's just going to be a G1. And G1, as you might expect, is simply a batter check with nobody on. Oh, I'm sorry, it's run on first. So it's a DP. DP 4-3. So it's a double play. So Harper actually was able to scoop it up himself, run to second, tag the bag for out number 1, and then throw to first to complete the double play for 2 outs very quickly. Nice play there by Harper. And that'll bring up the pitcher spot, McLaughlin. He is struck out and sacrificed. No sacrifice this time. He's got a bat. 5-6. 5-6. Well, if he gets a 1 on the D20, he'll have himself a triple. Otherwise, it's a fly to center. And that's exactly what it is. I take that back. That should have been Noop. That should have been Noop. Not the pitcher. Should have been Noop. But it doesn't matter because Noop's right-handed, the same as McLaughlin was, so the fly out to center will stand. And that's going to end the inning. So we go to the 6th inning of play. Score still, California 3 and Seattle nothing. All right, pitcher spot is up for the Pilots, so Steve Whitaker is going to pinch hit for Marty Patton. Closed the book on Patton. He went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 7 and struck out 3, so those 7 walks certainly didn't help his cause. Here's Whitaker against McLaughlin. It's a 5-9 against the lefty McLaughlin. It's a ground ball to shortstop X. So again, we're going to check the super advanced fielding chart. Shortstop Fregosi is a 2-22. He gets a 2-22. There's a 12 for the 2. So let's check the 2 rating and a 12. That's going to be a G1, so that should be a good ground out. The 2D6 is total 14, and Fregosi is an E22. E22 and a 14. No error on the play, so it's simply a 4-3 ground out. 1 away. And the pinch hitter Whitaker is out. Back to the top of the order, and Tommy Harper. Harper 1-7. 1-7 is a walk. So a walk by McLaughlin. Not as many as Patton, but still more walks than he wants, probably. It's only been 2. That's not too bad. Here's Hegan. 2-11. 2-11 for Hegan is a single, but we do check the ballpark effects because of the upside-down triangle. Now, for a lefty here in California, it's still 1-11. So it's a 1-11. 1-11 will be a single. Anything else, and it will be a line out to second. It's a 9, so the single will stand. And down 3-0 with a single to left. They're not going to send the runner to third. They're going to go ahead and keep him in scoring position. So there's 2 on, 1 out for Tommy Davis. He represents the tying run at the plate. 5-6, 5-6, a fly ball center field B. So perhaps had they sent Harper and took that chance, he would have been able to score on a sac fly. Then again, that could have been the third out also. So don't run yourself out of an inning when you're down 3-0. So here's Mincher. He's got some power, so he could certainly tie the game with one swing of the bat. It's a 5-4. 5-4 is a catcher X. The catcher, Satriano, is a number 4 rated catcher. So we'll go to his chart. The 4 rated catcher section, number 4, and we'll roll all the dice, see what we get. We get a 9, and we get a 14. All right, a catcher rating number 4, a number 9, says P/P. And we go to an error rating. It's a 14 is the number that came up. His error rating itself is an 8. And 8 is here. There is no 14 listed, so we simply go to the P/P. So let's look on this side under what P/P is. P/P right here, we have runners on base, so no error. All right, so with runners on base, a pitch gets past the catcher for a pass ball. All runners advance one base and play resumes with the same batter at the plate. Okay. Pass ball does not occur, the batter pops out to the catcher. But it was a pass ball, so it's a pass ball on the catcher. That's why Satriano being a 4 hurt him. So pass ball will move the runners up into scoring position where a base hit can score 2 runs. So Mincher still up there. 2 outs, 2 on. It's a 3-7 and a 3 and a 7, a potential single. 1 to 6 would be a single. Anything else is a line out to second. It's a 9, so he lines out to second, and the pass ball does not come back to bite them. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, score still, California 3, Seattle nothing. Be back with the new Pilots pitcher. Okay, the new pitcher is Jim Bouton. He'll be facing the pitcher, Jim McLaughlin, and he will not be bunting. He'll be hitting for the first time without trying to bunt. Off pitcher hitting card number 1. It's a 3-8, and a 3-8 is a strikeout. So McLaughlin down on strikes. Easy first at bat for Bouton to face. Now we're back to the top of the order and Bill Voss. And we get a 5-5. 5-5 is a ground ball second base B. So 2 down very quickly. As Bouton comes in tossing effectively. Here's Fergosi. 6-7. 6-7 is a ground ball second base X. So we're going to check Harper again. He's a 432. He escaped last time, may not do so this time. You can only get lucky so many times. That's a 7. A 7 with a 4 rating is a G3. A G3. And we have 8 on the D6s. His E rating is 32. 32, there is no 8 there, so no error, just a G3, so he might get lucky. G3. G3, refer to the following chart. Bases are empty, so it's just a batter, and that means batter's out. So nice play there for Harper. He managed to escape trouble, even with those high ratings. Dice were kind to him. 3 up, 3 down for the Angels here in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th, score still. California 3, Seattle nothing. All right, top of the 7th. Jim McLaughlin has now reached his point of weakness inning. Actually reached it last inning. So he had a single and a walk. So if he allows one more batter to reach via a hit or a walk, then he will reach his point of weakness. And the California bullpen is in full force. Let's see who they're going to have to warm up here. Looks like it's going to be Hoyt Wilhelm. So Hoyt Wilhelm is in the bullpen for the Angels. But let's see what McLaughlin can do here. Get him in the right position. McLaughlin against Rollins. It's a 3-11. 3-11's a fly ball to left, so there's one away. Reichart with yet another put out. Here's Wayne Comer. Or Comer. I think it's pronounced Comer. 2-8. 2-8's a fly to center. Jay Johnstone handles that easily. 2 down. So McLaughlin flirting with that point of weakness, but hasn't reached it yet. Here's McNerney. 3-8. 3-8 is a ground ball to short. So McLaughlin's still hanging in there. and keeping the shutout going as well. 7th inning stretch time. I'm going to stretch with them. Score is California 3, Seattle nothing. Bottom of the 7th, and Jay Johnstone to lead things off. It's a 1-6. 1-6 for Johnstone. It's a split chance. 1-2 is a double. 3-20 will be a single. And it's a single. He rolled a 4, so single for Johnstone to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Brings up Rick Reichart. Reichart, a 3-3. And that's a ballpark. Oh, I'm sorry. 3-3 is a hit by pitch. So he gets plunked. He gets plunked by Boughton. Puts runners at first and second. Nobody out for Dr. Strangeglove, Dick Stewart. It's a 2-7. 2-7 is a strikeout. One of his many on his card. And Boughton found it. One away. Aurelio Rodriguez. That's a 1-8. 1-8 for Rodriguez is a pop out to the shortstop. So he pops out to Ray Euler for out number 2. And Boughton trying to get through 2 scoreless if he possibly can hold on and do so. Here's Satriano. Rounding into a double play his last time up. It's a 2-5. Not this time. 2-5 is a solid single to center. And that could be a run producer. Jay Johnstone is a 15 runner. 15 runner. With we're going to add 2 for the fact there are 2 outs. That makes it a 17. The center fielder in this case is Comer, who's a -1. So that will drop Johnstone down to a 16. Let's see, was he being held on? He was being held on. I guess that drops it to a 15. So it's a 1-15. They like those odds. They'll take the chance. It's an 18. He is out. So once again, another base runner thrown out. 8-2. So once again, and McNerney did not need to block the plate that time. The throw was there in plenty of time by Comer. His -1 arm helped out, I guess, but actually the 18 on the D20 is what helped out more. And the Angels leave another run out on the base pass, gunned down at the plate. So we go to the 8th with the score, still California 3 and Seattle nothing. Okay, lots of stuff going on as we head to the 8th. That's going to do it for the starter McLaughlin. He is pretty much at his point of weakness, so they're going to go ahead and remove him. Now, in the batting order, the last out was made by the number 7 hitter, Satriano. So with the pitcher batting second the next inning, they want their relief pitcher to go longer than 1 inning, so we have a double switch. And they're going to take out the first baseman, Dr. Strangeglove, and get a better defensive first baseman in there. So Roger Repos is now the first baseman. He's a 3-rated first baseman with an E6. He will bat in the number 9 position, formerly held by the pitcher McLaughlin. And the pitcher Hoyt Wilhelm is coming in. He will bat in the 5th position, so that gives him a little bit of breathing room before he would have to come up to the plate. So, with that being said, we are ready to go with that. And Jim Boughton, with him batting second next inning, this inning, he's going to be removed. So, close the line on Boughton. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no walks. He did hit a batter, no runs, 2 strikeouts. And for McLaughlin, 7 innings pitched, only 2 hits, didn't give up any runs, walked 2, struck out 2. But they've turned it over to their closer, Hoyt Wilhelm. And in the bottom of the 8th, Mike Marshall will be the new pitcher for the Pilots. Yes, that is the same Mike Marshall who pitched 106 games for the 74 Dodgers. All right, so we got Wilhelm against Euler and a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter for Seattle will be John Kennedy. John Kennedy, not John F. Kennedy, but John Kennedy. Kennedy will be the pinch hitter after Euler bats. So right now Euler is leading things off. We get a 4-11 off of Wilhelm. 4-11, a 1-4 will be a single. A 5-20 is a line out to short. That's a 6, so it's a line out to the shortstop. So Euler is out, 1 away. And now we get a pinch hitter, and that being the aforementioned John Kennedy. Not a very good hitter, but better than a pitcher. So he will pinch hit against Wilhelm. It's a 2-4. 2-4 is going to be a single. So he did get it. He came through with a base hit. Single for Kennedy in his pinch hitting role. And that brings up the top of the order and Tommy Harper. 3-9. 3-9 for Harper is a potential home run. 1-5 is a homer. 6-20 is a fly out to left. It's a 2, so Tommy Harper has taken Hoyt Wilhelm. His knuckleball didn't knuckle quite well enough, and it's a 2-run shot, and all of a sudden it's a 3-2 ball game. And McLaughlin shaking his head, wondering why he got taken out. He said he could have gone another inning, but no going back now. It's too late. Here is Hegan. Hegan's a 2-10, and he will walk. So Hegan draws a walk. And now the Angel bullpen gets going again, as Wilhelm is in trouble. Here's Tommy Davis. Knuckleball to Davis. A 5-5 is a strikeout. So he came back and got him with the knuckler. Strikeout number 2, or out number 2. And that brings up Don Mincher. Don Mincher. It's a 5-3. 5-3 is a ground ball pitcher X. He's a number 3 rated pitcher with an E22. So let's see if he can make the play. It's a 9 and a 11. A 9 and an 11 on the pitcher. And he's a pitcher rated number 3. So pitcher number 3, and the roll was a 9 on the D20. That's a G3. And his error rating is a 22. And on the E22, 8, 12, 13, and 14. But this is an 11, so he misses that. It's simply going to be a G3. And if we go to the chart and look under G3, with the runner on base, it's runner advance. Runner advance, which means batter out, runner advance. But that's the 3rd out of the inning, so it doesn't matter. It's simply a ground ball back to the pitcher to end the inning. But the Angels' lead has been cut. Well, thanks to that 2-run homer by Tommy Harper, we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is California 3, Seattle 2. All right, Mike Marshall in to begin his first inning of work. He'll be facing Bobby Knopp, and then the first baseman Repose, because they had the double switch, so Repose is now batting 9th. So it's Knopp, Repose, and Voss against Mike Marshall. 6-5. 6-5 against a righty is a ground ball to short. So 1 away as Marshall tries to keep things right where they are. Here's Roger Repose. 6-9. He's a lefty. 6-9 is a potential home run, and he does have end power. So 1-10 will be a homer. 11-20 would be a double. It's a 2, so Repose, the inserted first baseman, not only brings his defense, but brings the home run punch. And that now has given the Angels a little bit of breathing room. It's now 4-2. And Bill Voss steps to the plate. 6-9. 6-9 for the lefty Voss. It's the same role we just had. But Voss is weak against, he's weak against right-handed hitters. Weak against right-handed hitters. So the best he can do is a single. So 1-10 is a single. 11-20 is a double. It's a 16, so it's a double. So Voss with a double, and Mike Marshall not fooling anybody right now. 1 out, and Fregosi the batter. Fregosi, a 5-6 is a fly ball to center field for out number 2. And it's up to Jay Johnstone. He's the last gasp effort here for the Angels to get a hit in this one. So he's 2 for 3 with a walk. They could walk him and get to Reichart. Let's see here. Reichart has got some powerful stuff in his 3 column, though. Johnstone's more favorable in his 1 column. What do they think they're going to roll? They're going to walk Johnstone. They're going to intentionally walk Johnstone. Sets up the force, and it gets righty-on-righty matchup against Reichart. Could be a mistake, but we'll see. 4-7. 4-7 against a righty is a 1-19. That's a single star. Single with 1 star. A 20, it will be ground ball to third, so it's most likely going to be a single. But it's only going to be 1 star, so the runners will not score. It just loads the bases with 2 outs. And we've got the pitcher spot coming up, Wilhelm. And I believe we're going to have a new pitcher, or a pinch hitter, because Wilhelm was so ineffective in the inning anyway. So we'll get a new pinch hitter for the Angels and be right back. All right, bases loaded and 2 outs, and pinch hitter Bubba Morton steps to the plate for the Angels, trying to get some more insurance runs if they can against Mike Marshall. It's a 5-5. 5-5 is going to be ground ball to shortstop B, and the inning is over. Fielder's choice 6-4 goes a short way to retire Reichart, sliding into second to end the inning, but the Angels pick up an important insurance run thanks to the home run by Repos. And we go to the ninth, last chance for the Pilots. It is the Angels 4 and the Pilots 2. All right, new pitcher for the Angels is Ken Tatum. I erroneously said that Wilhelm was the closer. Actually, Wilhelm was more of a setup guy. He had 10 saves, but Ken Tatum in 1969 had 22 saves with a 1.36 ERA, so I think that kind of defaults him to be the closer. So Ken Tatum is in there to face Rich Rollins, Wayne Comer, and Jerry McNerney, trying to protect a 4-2 lead here in the ninth. Wilhelm went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 1. Marshall went 1 inning, gave up 3 hits and that home run to Repos, and he also walked a batter, didn't strike out anyone. So Ken Tatum facing Rich Rollins, trying to nail it down here in the ninth. It's a 6-7. 6-7 is a pop out to third, so 1 away and 2 outs away from opening day victory for the Angels. Wayne Comer, the batter. Comer, it's a 2-4. 2-4 for Comer is a ground ball to first. Take it to the bag himself. That'll be Repos. And there'll be 2 down for Jerry McNerney. Last chance, Jerry McNerney. It's a 6-3. 6-3 is a fly ball left field X. So we're going to try to end the game with another fly ball to left field that he hasn't had enough already out there. But this is an error check or range check. And Reichardt's only a 4, so this could fall in for a base hit. We'll see. It is a 9 and a 6. 9 and a 6. We go to the outfielders and check the advanced fielding chart. Easier to do when I'm not recording. I have both hands available. So, left fielder is a number 4, and the roll was a 9. So 4-9 is an SI2. That could be a single. And the D6s were a 6. His error rating is a 6. So left fielder RP6. And a 6 is not listed here, so that's simply going to be an SI2. And an SI2, single, base runners advance 2 bases, but nobody's on base. It's simply a 2-out single for McNerney, as Reichardt was unable to get to it. That'll bring up Ray Euler, last chance. Ray Euler. It's a 110. 110, he walks. Ray Euler draws a walk. So hold the phone. Ball game's not over yet. And now we've reached the pitcher spot, so we have to go to another pinch hitter, Gus Gill. So Gus Gill is in to pinch hit for the pitcher, Mike Marshall, with the tying runs on base at first and second with 2 outs. Here's Gus Gill, last chance for the Pilots. It's a 2-7. 2-7 for Gill is a fly ball to left, and the ball game is over. That actually, I take it back because this has the ohm rating on it, which means that would put him in a clutch factor, and the fact that there's a runner in scoring position and 2 outs makes it a clutch at bat. So the rules say when you get a clutch at bat that isn't out, it turns into a hit. And I believe it turns into a star, but I will double check that. So with that being the case, Gill gets himself a pinch single and scores McNerney to make it a 4-3 ball game, and it moves Euler over to third. So we got runners at the corners and 2 outs. And I'll be right back to double check myself on the advancement. Okay, I was correct, it looks like. When you have that omega symbol, it says that the original reading is any type of out, make it a single, star, all other runners advance 2 bases. So instead of the game being over, it's a single with a 2-runner advancement. It's now a 4-3 ball game, and we have the top of the order, and Tommy Harper, who homered his last time up, stepping to the plate, so the Pilots aren't done just yet. They're taking it to the limit here, like the Eagles used to sing, take it to the limit. Here we go. It's a 5-7. 5-7 off of Tatum. Tatum this time, though, is a fly ball to center, and that will officially do it. The ball game is over. Seattle came close, but couldn't quite do it. Only got 1 in the ninth. Ball game's over. California wins it by the final score of 4-3. All right, totals for California, 4-11-0. For Seattle, 3-6-0. Winning pitcher, McLaughlin. The save to Tatum. And the losing pitcher is Marty Patton. So So that's going to do it from here. Hopefully, Jerry, you enjoyed that, seeing the Seattle Pilots' first game. I thought it was pretty fun. Hopefully, the Super Advanced worked out okay. I didn't screw it up too much. I kind of starting to enjoy the Super Advanced, actually. Also enjoy the Advanced as well. But that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has a wonderful time playing whatever game you choose to play. And we'll see you all down the road.